something amazing today.
Yeah?
And I've been dying to tell you about it. And this happened. What time is it? This happened 3 hours ago. Okay.
Okay.
I officially became a gamer. Now I know what you're
Okay.
thinking. I know what you're thinking. Like, oh, gamers are like, if you play a video game, you're a gamer. Like, no, dude. I became one, and I experienced something that solidified me as such. Okay.
Okay.
So I've been playing Elden Ring,
Yeah.
and for those of you who don't know, it's probably one of the biggest games in a very long time right now. It is very difficult. It is extremely infuriating because it is so challenging. But when you win, it feels really good. It's kind of like if you've ever been constipated, but then you finally take that big giant doo doo, and there's just sweet relief that warms your body, and you know that everything's gonna be okay.
You get
So
that full body just goosebump.
just oh
You
gosh,
become a
like
goosebump.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you become a goosebump. So I became that doo doo that just gets clogged from
Uh-huh.
constipation.
Yeah.
So I was fighting this one boss in the game. Basically, everyone's a boss fight. So that's like the thing.
That sucks, dude.
But it's so fun,
That
dude.
sucks.
And it's open world, so everything is a. Here's how they get you. They're like everything's a boss, but this is the prettiest game you've ever seen.
I respect that.
So, excuse me, Diet Dr Pepper,
Oh,
not
dude, you're
sponsored
excused.
by.
Oh, dude, you're excused.
Um, I'm fighting this boss, and I've probably been working at it for a solid hour, let's
Okay.
say. So this is an hour of me
Oh my
losing.
gosh, dude. I just processed that. I said, okay, and then just moved right on. I'm like, what?
So this is an hour of me dying. So I'm not the happiest. I'm not happy, Bob. Not
Not
happy.
happy. Ask
So
me why, Bob. Why?
why?
Why what,
What?
Bob? Be more
Be,
specific.
be specific, Bob. Why are you
Why are
unhappy?
you not happy?
So I've been losing for an hour straight,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got something going here. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
exactly know what I'm doing, but I'm just letting my thumbs and the sticks
Let
do
it
the
go, dude.
talking.
Yeah, come on.
I just let it go. Okay,
Let it go,
I'm
dude. Let it
I'm the
yo-yo.
avatar. I'm the avatar right now. I'm in the airbit. I'm in the avatar state.
You're in the avatar state, dude. Your
I'm in the
eyes.
I'm in the avatar state. My eyes are like this, and my thumbs are like this,
Yeah,
and
dude.
the boss is like this. Oh, what the frick? Oh
The boss is
shoot!
like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. And okay, so here's some perspective of what this boss is like.
All
Okay,
right.
just so you know, I know everyone's thinking like just get on with it because this story's not the best.
We need
Shut up, it
context.
is.
We need it.
So
Shut up and
here's the
listen.
thing. This boss is on a horse. Okay,
Okay.
said boss has a full suit of armor on, and so does the horse.
Okay.
Said boss also has a huge freaking sword and a shield. Pretty standard, right? So then the horse can spit fire at you. Okay?
Okay.
So then also he can swing pretty much like a 180 and hit you. Okay?
Jeez, dude. Said
Then
boss
the
is
horse
tough.
said boss was tough. And then he leaps and then he'll smash you with the thing. Okay? Now here's the worst
Okay.
part. Said boss will summon red lightning from his sword and then just strike you with it, and you can't dodge it. So,
Jeez, dude. You can't?
and you
You're unable to
okay.
dodge it.
Okay, so anybody who says you can is a liar,
A
and I
liar.
don't want to
Okay.
hear and I don't want to hear about it. And
Okay. No, I respect that. Yeah,
that's where we're
I
going.
agree. I don't need to
So
hear any more to decide they're a liar.
so I'm in the avatar state, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm piecing this guy up. And it gets down to like I have one more hit, right? Hit
Yeah.
him one more time. He's dead. I've been working on this for 2 days now. All
I don't
right.
like where this is going, man. I
So
really don't like
I've
where
been
this
working
is
on it for
going.
2 days, right? So then I jump and I'm going to hit this dude, and he beats me to it. He hits me first, and I die. He had
No.
one hit left, and I
No.
died. So me now that clogged duty just becomes engulfed with just frustration, right? So I give my chair, the one that I'm sitting in,
Uh-huh.
a nice just little love tap on the armrest. Okay?
Yeah.
A nice little love tap was actually a punch straight through,
Shut up.
and I broke the armrest off
No.
my chair.
Shut up, dude.
Now, here's the thing, too. Okay, here's the thing. That felt so good.
Mm-hmm. I'm
it felt
sure.
s- it felt so nice to punch straight through it
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna break anything expensive. Now I know what you're
Yeah.
thinking. Chairs are pretty expensive. I get that. This chair wasn't, and also it hurts my butt cheeks. But
Oh, crap chair, dude.
the point of it is, I don't feel good about punching and breaking my chair. That was
Uh-huh.
unnecessary. I did, however, beat him. So it was kind of a trade off. I break the chair, I sacrifice the chair for the W, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
And
so you
that,
beat him the next try?
the next like three or four, but I
Alright.
did it.
So you just needed
I
to
ended up.
release the aggression, man.
Here's the thing, too. I really wasn't like that mad, like blinded by rage to where I just punched it. I was like, freaking dang it. And then I just punched it. And then it broke.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't see you punching anything super hard.
Yeah, I punched the frick out of this thing. So yeah, it broke. It's broken, and but I got the W, and that's all that matters.
Dude, that
But
is what matters.
I, in doing so, I did solidify myself as
Gamer
to being a gamer.
status.
Yeah, I'm a gamer now because I've got gamer rage. So
Dude,
I'm gonna
don't
start a
catch me
Twitch
playing
soon.
freaking don't catch me playing Mario, bro, cuz
Oh
I
my
will
gosh,
get
dude!
so
I
pissed off.
When Gage and I used to live together, I would come home. I don't know if we've talked about this on the pod
I
before.
think we may have referenced it like
We
once or twice.
maybe have, but I used to me and Gage used to live together before he abandoned me and left me and
Yeah.
like changed as a person and stuff and stopped answering my phone calls.
Yeah, but I got you that
So
book though, so it's like it's all better.
yeah, that's like, oh, my dad left me, but he got me a Christmas present once, you know?
Got you that book. Oh, it's all better.
Yeah. So I would like come home and he's playing Mario Kart on the GameCube. No,
No,
not
I'm
Mario
playing
Kart.
Super
Mario
Mario
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Super
Yeah.
Mario Sunshine.
So
And
good, dude.
there was never a moment of Gage just having joy with it. He's just always frustrated all the time.
The
And then
grind
he
doesn't stop.
I'd be in my room and I just hear him screaming from the living room, just freaking dang it!
Yeah, dude. Because I don't typically get super angry at games, but Nintendo games get me so mad because they're like there's puzzles in these Xbox and PS4 games, you know, and like they
Yeah.
can be frustrating and like bosses and stuff can be frustrating, but it's like literally I don't know, that's like less frustrating to me than a Mario like course where I've got like it's literally just an obstacle course and I can't seem to get past it and I fall off at like the same place or I get to like almost the very end and I slide off and I get so mad, dude. Like I would freaking take the controller and just like press it like I was trying to crush it and it wouldn't happen because I'm not strong enough. But my older sister gave me our GameCube from when I was a kid. We still have it, I think. I think it's still at my dad's house, but yeah. So she gave me that, and I took it to the house because I didn't have a game station anymore, and so I just played some Super Mario Sunshine because it's a classic, and you can't go
It
really
is
wrong.
classic.
And yeah, it's
No,
just
you can't.
like there's some fun things in that game, but I would avoid those and go for the most infuriating parts, and I would only do
Mhm.
that. And yeah, Josh would come home and I would be playing it, and I beat it. I
He did beat
did,
it.
and it was fun and nice, and I saved Peach from Metal Mario. But I I reached a level of rage that I'm not proud of. And speaking of
Man.
rage, though, dude,
Okay.
I've realized something. I've realized this a while ago, and any of my friends who live here know that I've realized this. Well, they probably realized it before me.
Okay.
Basically, so going through counseling these days, been going there for
Hmm.
steady for like almost a year now, and that's
Been
crazy
going
actually.
been going
Almost for
steady.
a year, dude.
Yeah, me and my counselor have been going steady. Like,
For like
I
a
don't know.
year
Like,
or
it's
whatever.
been like a year, but I don't feel like fully opening up. Like, I don't. I'm just scared to give that part of me. Anyways.
Yeah. So she's helping me a lot and helped me and such. Shout out Dana, greatest of all times. And so I'm like, I'm getting more emotionally aware, and I'm trying to it wasn't necessarily her, but just like, I guess, being in that arena where I've just like, oh, dude, like anger is something that it's like foreign to me because my mom would get like freaking crazy mad at stuff, but my dad is like, I described him as a boiling monk the other day because like
Okay.
my dad, when he would get upset, like at me being a stupid kid or something,
Yeah, dude, you were
he
a
like
dumb kid.
I've never really heard him yell ever. I've never seen him get mad or angry really. Maybe like a couple times, like I counted on my one hand for sure. Probably not using all the fingers, if I really tried. And so it's just like
Hmm.
something that's very foreign to me is like expressing anger. It just, to me as a kid, that equaled bad,
Yeah.
And so there's this, there's the classic push in Christianity where they're like, but Jesus flipped tables, so like be angry, and like God's angry too, because if you're not angry about injustice or something, then you don't really love it, and so makes sense. And so trying to get in touch with my anger, and in a healthy manner, and
Yeah.
dude, it's what you're talking about. It's you said it, and it's still it's just like it clicked then and it clicks now. As I get enraged at the absolute most minor inconvenience to me,
Dude,
and
I told you that and it
it
awakened something inside
unlocked,
of you.
dude. Because it's like you don't understand. It's like that moment in the movie where so much is happening and then it all just clicks and you understand. Like, and it's like right before the twist comes. Like when we were watching Arrival in theaters and we figured it out right before it
Oh
hit.
shoot, such
And
a good
it's
movie.
like that moment where we were slapping each other on the arm and screaming, and then there was
Yeah,
just one other couple in the theater and they didn't care, and we're
right.
like, oh my gosh, we're like freaking out.
We're like, did you just get that?
Did you listen,
Hey, did
listen.
hey, did you guys get that? Dude, that was crazy. And they're just like, shut up.
They're just like eating their popcorn and we're like wigging out, two little high school
Yeah.
freaks. But yeah, dude, like I was talking about it today, right? Like when I got home from work because I was trying to freaking dude.
If you
I
guys
got
don't know, if you guys don't
God.
know what Gage is referring to, I told him once, I believe it was on this podcast, but I told him that he doesn't do well with like minor inconvenience. He can't
I don't.
handle it.
I
He
don't do
shuts
well.
down pretty much immediately.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And by
continue.
shut down, it's I scream, I yell, I get very mad. So I get home today. I let someone borrow my tent from some outreach training or whatever. So I'm
Okay.
taking it back. That tent lives under my bed. Okay, that's one of my storage
Mhm.
areas. So I go back to my bed. I flip up over my covers, and I have to grab my sleeping bag bundle that sits on top of it. So I grab that and I pull it out. I put my tent under my bed, and then I go to throw my sleeping bag bundle on top of the tent where it was originally. It like somehow sometimes I think God pranks me and just does it for fun. Because why wouldn't you? It's like lighthearted. It's not mean, so I'm sure he does it.
It's a
I
form
would,
of love.
but I'm also not God. So
That's true. You're not
maybe it's
David.
specific to individuals. Like I hate pranks, but jokes are funny.
Sure.
Um, it just depends on the prank. But like, anyways, so I throw my bag under, and it's like a short distance. Like I don't throw it hard. Okay.
Right.
Somehow, the one of the straps on it ends up getting entrenched in a like a wooden part of my bed, like that's like a splinter coming off, and it just goes
Yeah.
right in the middle and just gets stuck right there. And I'm not computing this. I just see, oh, it didn't land where it was supposed to. It's hanging on
Mm-hmm.
something. What is going on? Is it a
Yeah.
stray nail? I can't see because it's kind of dark. And I'm also mad now.
Right.
And I just get home from work. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm
Yeah.
going, what the frick? And I'm like yelling. And my roommate is out in the kitchen, like, what is going on? And I'm like, dude, it won't. It's stuck. It's on. It won't go down. And he's just like, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. And I'm just yelling in my room, dude. And so then I finally like take a second and I go, okay, gotta pull it back. So I pulled it back. That thing was stuck as frick. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I put it I put it where it goes. I put it where it goes and it rolls off. And I pick it up and I slam it back. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding? I'm like yelling, dude. And then so then Sam comes in, my roommate, and he's just like, are you okay, man? And I'm like, it wouldn't freaking. I had to explain it to him what just happened, and he was laughing
Yeah.
because it's funny. And
Yeah.
so I flip my
Yeah.
covers down and I'm like, bless the Lord, O my soul.
Oh
When
my
peace like a
soul.
river attendeth my way. I'm just trying to calm down, you know? And
Yeah.
then I look down. I think, oh, I got to eat dinner. I'm probably going to watch some YouTube or something since that's short so I'm not late for the podcast. I look down to where my laptop stays and I see it's not there. And then I remember immediately that I took it into the office for my stupid debate earlier today. And I just got home from the freaking office, dude. I have to walk all the way across the campus back to my office to get my dagnab computer, dude. So I literally I noticed that and I turn to my bed and I just start punching it. And Sam comes back in and he's just laughing because I'm like, you left my freaking laptop, dude? Are you freaking kidding me? I can't catch a freaking break, dude. And this is just like a normal day. I'm like, the point where there's like a boiling point,
Mhm.
I'm just constantly right below that. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
like the slightest inconvenience just pushes me to boil. And I'm just like, oh, I'm here. I'm boiling now. Like
Yeah.
you put on the water to make macaroni and cheese, it immediately boils. That's me.
Yeah.
Um, any inconvenience is putting the pot to the burner. I'm boiling, okay?
Just
Um,
boil me cheesy. That's you.
boil me cheesy. So yeah, I was very upset, and that was just something I thought of is oh yeah, this is what I was going towards. So that happened, and I said Sam was like, "Do you want a hug?" And I was like, "Yeah." So we hugged for a minute, and then I said, I get angry a lot. And he's like, I know you do. And then and
I want to
then
kill.
I,
It's just like, you want a hug? Yeah, kind of. You start hugging, and you just go, I want to kill people. And he's like, what?
I was like,
And you
and then
just
I like
like,
tighten my grip.
you just tighten it. You're like, oh, this is good. And he's like,
Stop. But I was like, dude, anger is not. I was like, I was processing it again with them, and I'm like, dude, anger is just new to me, and it's like I've lost the reins to it because I don't know what it's like. For 23 years, I've never experienced anger really, and
Mhm.
so I was like, it's bursting at the seams, and so
Mhm.
the moment I like open the door and I'm like, oh, I'm angry. Let me feel that. I open it and it's just like literally. It's like in Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban when that lady opens the door to that room. She's like, housekeeping, and it opens and it just like a lion screaming at her, blows her hair back. That's how I imagine my anger is just waiting at the door, like bursting it, and then I open it just slightly, and it just pile drives me immediately
I
until I
can
can
see,
close it again.
I can see that. And then
Yeah.
immediately, whenever the rage is gone, you're like, I don't feel so good.
Yep. And I'm like, wow, I just got so mad at nothing, at something stupid.
Yeah,
Um,
I hate being
yeah.
mad. I personally, I do everything I can to not be mad.
Well, you used to
But
get big mad.
oh yeah, dude, I used to have mad issues, but then I stopped. I just like, okay, I know I punched a chair today. Everyone listening, I punched a chair out of
It's
anger,
lighthearted.
out
It's
of a video
lighthearted.
game. I let a video game ruin my chair. Okay, like whatever,
Okay,
dude.
you're so much better than me.
Yeah, like everyone else hasn't punched a chair out of a fit of rage. At least what freaking Carol was like, "Oh, you did the white boy thing and just punched
White
something."
boy thing? Okay, that's
I was
low.
like, I was like, listen, you can't call it that because I didn't punch a wall and I didn't break my hand in the process.
Yeah.
So let's get that
That's
out
a
of the
white boy
way.
thing.
Any hoodles. Yeah, I used to get mad a lot, and then I was like, I don't like being mad. So now I just stopped being mad. I get annoyed very easily though. I found that to be true. I don't get mad, but I
You
do
do.
get it's yeah. I don't know what it
You get
is. I
the
think
you get the ick really easily. You know what the ick is?
it's like when someone comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, like my name's Gage," and I'm like, "Ugh." Like,
Dude, that was so fast. It's so impressive.
was that what that was, or
Sort of. It's
okay?
basically like it's kind of like cringe when someone does something and you just get that feeling of like, oh, don't do that. That's like the
Yeah,
ick. Like, oh, I really wish you wouldn't do that. You get that a
yeah.
lot with
I
like
do. I do.
so many people.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even their fault. Most of the time, it is my fault. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
something I gotta
that.
work on, but
Yeah, I
that's
think
why I
that
have a
you're
podcast.
habitually icked. You're in a
Oh,
state of perpetual ick.
did you just call me the B word, dude? What the frick?
Habitual ick.
Dude, chill!
Dude, on the podcast,
Dude, seriously, my mom listens to this.
dude.
I no, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I haven't figured it out. I can't tell. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just people will say ooh, okay, do you sometimes I think about this often. Sometimes I'll say stuff and I'll be like, if anyone else said that, would that be cringy or gross? And then I'm like, I don't want to be cringy or gross. So then I try to monitor what I say. And then sometimes, dude, I'll say something and then I'll be like 5 seconds later, I'll go, why did I say that? That is disgusting. And then I won't talk for like an hour just to think about my actions.
Dude, that not only happens to me often, it's every word I utter. Like, every time I say a word or like a
Yeah.
sentence,
Hmm.
2 minutes later, I'm thinking, why did I say anything?
Yeah.
Why can't I just shut the frick up? Like,
Yeah.
honestly,
Hmm.
that's how I spend most of my time is just
Right.
like thinking about the past, regretting it,
Hmm.
and I didn't know where to go with that.
Me, there's gonna be we're gonna do an episode where one of us says something like super cringy, and then we just the rest of the episode is just nothing but silence.
Just
We're we're just thinking
and it's just
about
your
our
face like,
just oh gosh, just talking to myself. Really, I'm just like, why the frick would I say that?
ew.
I said I said that like
What did I say? And it's
I
recorded?
everybody knows like poop comes out of
Oh
your
my
butt. Like I don't understand. That's
gosh. Dude, okay. I'm gonna tell
I
you a
need to
story.
yeah I need to hear a story.
You
I was
you need
just
to hear this
I
story.
was
Go.
about to say that, like, before you started saying that, I was gonna be like, "Hey, could you tell me a story? Cause I really want to hear one." And
Yeah, dude. I got a story right here
could
for you.
hey, could you tell me a story, please?
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
Yeah. Oh,
please tell me a
oh,
story.
oh, look. Oh, look. Here, right here.
Oh,
There's a
oh,
little story.
oh,
Little, there's a little
oh, get it, dude, get it. Like the story's trying to fight
Oh,
you.
oh. All right. I've loaded it up.
The story manifests into a beast, just runs into your mouth.
It's like a
I'm
small
telling you,
little
dude.
bug. It's
Yeah,
like,
a story bug. Get out of here. Get out of here. And then it's
what the
like,
frick? I don't want to tell a story
oh,
right now.
it's like it flew up my nose, and
It went on my
oh
nose,
my, oh my
and
gosh.
then
Oh,
immediately you're just
so
like, once
here's
upon
how
a
the Grinch
time.
stole Christmas,
Dude, same exact wavelength.
dude.
We've never
Nice.
departed the same wavelength.
We haven't, even when he abandoned me and left me for dead. Anyways, Gage has a story bug, and I want to hear it.
All right, here we go. POV. All right, you
Um,
are
piece of veal, piece of veal.
okay. Yeah, so you're at a birthday party. Okay,
Okay,
you're at a bar. All right,
sweet.
it's a fun little party. Okay, we have the shuffleboard to our left, and we have it like the whole night. Okay,
Okay,
so someone I told them I was going to talk about this. Someone,
Okay.
what's funny is I didn't ask for permission. I just said, this is going on the podcast.
And that's
And
how you're
then
supposed to
they
live
said,
your
okay.
life. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's just how life's
So,
supposed to go. Yeah.
so anyways, back to it. Someone says, hey, let's do a shuffleboard tournament. Okay. I'm down because shuffleboard is not that hard.
Yeah.
And it's also dumb. Literally my favorite type of game. Okay.
Yeah.
So we partner up in pairs, okay, as you do, in shuffleboard, and
Okay. Yeah.
we began the leaderboard. Okay, it's a big
Mm-hmm.
leaderboard. All right,
Mm-hmm.
the first two. So I'm about 3 teams down. Okay, so these,
Okay.
or sorry, 4, because it was teams of 2 against each other, another one, and then me.
Mm.
So 2 games happened, and they were pretty long. They took a long time. We were playing to 11 points, and that's how we decided to play it. So they were just playing to 11 points, and nobody was really gifted at shuffleboard. At least the first people who went, they weren't often playing shuffleboard. Okay,
I'd hope no one's gifted at shuffleboard. What a dumb skill. Anyway.
I don't know. It's kind of awesome. It's a game for people who are bad at games, maybe. I don't know. Literally, all I do is push stuff. So,
Yeah.
anyways, those rounds took a while. Everyone was watching and very excited or whatever. And it was like, wow, that's awesome. Who's going to win? We're all like kind of garbage. So it
Mm-hmm.
was very exciting when people would get like good points or something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What you need to know is just that it took a long time for those 2 games to finish. Okay. We're only
Okay.
halfway through the leaderboard at this point. Okay.
Sweet. Okay.
I'm next. I'm playing someone. Okay.
You're up next. Yep.
We get about 5 minutes into our game. This is going to piss you off because it made me mad. We get
I'm
about
pissed.
5 minutes
Oh, I'm
into the
pissed.
game.
I am so
And
pissed.
then they changed the rules on us.
What are they, 12?
They
Hey, are
never
we
went to
12 years
kindergarten
old?
because you don't change the rules in the middle of a game, okay? And let me preface this entire story by saying I'm a perfectionist and also prefacing with the whole I get very angry at minor inconveniences, okay? This was not a good start for me, okay?
Yeah, and I wanna specify I'm pissed. Like
Yeah.
he said I'd be. Go ahead.
When this happened, I thought I cannot wait to tell Josh this because he's gonna get just as mad as I am. Okay, because I'm
Dude,
sitting there going, "Are you serious?" Because we would have been on the same team and we would have both
right.
been pissed off. Okay.
Of course. Yeah, we would have this is how this would have gone if Gage and I were on the same team, not to cut you off. So we would have been on the same team and we would have been playing, and then they would have changed the rules, and then we would have been like, well, hold on, why? And then they say the thing, and we go, okay, but why didn't you say that? Why didn't you set those boundaries before the game? Because now you're changing them because I'm winning. And then they go like, oh, it's supposed to be played like that. And like, that's your fault for not explaining it. The gist of everything would have been either we would have kept playing at the same rules, or Gage and I would have argued until they quit.
Yep. That's how
Because
it always has happened.
and that's how we work
That's how we
anyways.
roll. That's how we do things up in here. Okay. We don't
And
stand for
that's what happened.
imperfection.
That's what happens when you boil to a cheese. It's just a cheese of rage.
Yeah.
It's piping hot,
It's not pretty.
but at the same time, it's kind of delicious.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means, but it sounds good anyways, Gage. Go ahead.
It's great. So they start changing the rules. Okay. I
I'm so mad.
respond as I should
Right.
by saying, "You can't do that."
Hey, you can't
And
do
then
that.
I follow it up. I follow it up with, well, actually, first I said, "What?" Because I was like, "Am I hearing you incorrect that you're changing the rules
Right.
on me?" Like
Yeah.
they didn't. There was nothing. They just came flat out and said, "New rules," and just said the new rules to me. Okay, so
Mhm.
here's what they did. They said, "Oh, we're doing 10-minute rounds." Okay, we're doing 10-minute rounds or to 11 points. Okay, so either we would get to 11 points or we would hit the 10-minute marker and whoever had the most points won. Okay, so that's okay, but
Yeah.
they did it while we were 3 rounds in. Okay, and
Right.
nobody had any points. Okay,
Okay.
and so we're already like in the game, and now there's a timer. So
Okay.
there's now pressure on me where there was not before, okay?
Okay.
As
Sure.
well as the other team members. So I'm
Mhm.
pissed. And I say, you can't do that. You can't change the rules in the middle of the game. I said, the other two teams before us didn't have this thing, so that could have changed the outcome of those games if you had these rules. So it's no longer a fair game at all. They did not accept. They enforced. I said, compromise. I'm a nice guy, you know. Like I'll try to compromise with you.
Sure.
So I say, hey, why don't you just put these rules in motion on the second bracket? Like once we get
Okay.
through this bracket, then you set those rules for the rest of the game, so it's fair. We all played the same way this first bracket. Then we're gonna play the same way everybody the next brackets. That would make the most sense to me. That's what happens
Yeah.
in my perfection mind. I go, okay, so this situation is handed to me. What's the perfect way to handle it? That's the perfect way to handle it. I'm going to come right out and
Sure.
say it. It is the perfect
Yeah.
way to handle it, okay?
Yeah.
You have fair
Mhm.
games. Everyone played the same. And then you can change it on the next one, though. You can change it
Yeah.
after we've done that, okay?
And to let
So
everybody know, this is happening at a bar and Gage does not drink.
I
Anyways.
had one drink that night, and it was
Yeah.
before this happened, okay? Sorry, it was
It
it
was
was after
after.
this happened.
Yeah, because you
Well
needed
after
to
this
take the
happened,
edge
okay?
off. Right.
I was
Right.
angry, okay?
Yeah.
And so they don't accept my proposition for
Yeah, of course
the,
not.
hey, do it after. They don't accept my
Yeah.
perfect plan at all.
Hmm.
So I say, that's crap. I hate that. This is stupid. I play anyways. And I win with my teammate Patty. Okay, we won. This is what makes it even better. I just remembered something.
Yeah.
Okay, we got stopped by the timer. We needed
Okay.
one more point to 11. We
Mm.
had 10 points. The timer went off, dude.
And he broke the stick.
I'm so mad, dude. Because I said, are you serious? She was like, time's up. And I was like, we need one more point, and it would have been fine. And she's like, sorry, time's up. We got to move on. And I'm like, we needed one more. It would have taken one more round. That's like barely 2 minutes, okay? No, we just had to leave it at 10, bro. So I left it at
Oh.
10, okay? This is not even the end of the. This is like 2/3 of the
Oh,
story. This
word.
is, sorry, one
Oh
third of the
my.
story, okay?
Oh
That pissed me
my.
off already. Okay,
Yeah.
so we get into the rest of bracket one happens. Given it was taking a long time, okay, at this point we're like 3 hours into our bar experience.
Hmm.
We got there at 6:30. We didn't leave the bar until like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was taking a long time, but I'm like, if you play it fair and well, then I will stay for the whole thing, okay? I'm getting mad because I'm thinking about the end of the story right now. Okay, I gotta slow down. Okay, so we play the game. We get to second bracket, dude.
Hmm.
People start playing the second bracket. Okay, we're going through. The new rules are in. It's okay. They change them again before I play though, so that's better.
They changed him a second time?
Again, they change it again.
No way.
They change it a
Midway through
second
a
time,
round?
dude. Yep,
Midway through a round?
yep. Midway through bracket
Bro.
2. Okay, so they've now changed the rules twice in the middle of the game. Okay, not fair at all. Does not work that way, guys. So I say, okay, whatever. Like at this point, I'm like, you didn't accept my earlier thing, so why would you care now? So I just don't say anything. I probably express frustration, but I'm not trying to control the situation and change it because I'm not in the middle of playing. I'm just trying to have a good time at a birthday party, okay? It's not
Yeah.
even my birthday, all right? It's someone else's
No, it's not.
birthday.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because I was getting mad visibly, and I knew that it wasn't that big of a deal. But I could not let it go, okay?
Yeah.
Um,
Classic you.
Yep. So I get up to play my second round. Okay. We win again. We're doing pretty good.
Nice.
So, like, with me
Nice.
winning, the more I'm like, okay, like, I want to see this through. I could win. Because you
Yeah.
know me, like, I'm not super competitive. I wasn't really competitive in this game. But I'm like, what I do love is to win by absolute luck, like, no skill
Yeah.
whatsoever. Like, if I win by accident, it's like my favorite thing ever. Which is funny because
Mhm.
I read Matthew McConaughey's book Green Lights, and he feels the same way. He's like, I don't really care, but if I win by complete, like, against the odds, he's like, I just like that because then I tell the story and it's awesome. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's exactly the way I feel. So I'm just like, I prefer to play games with no skill, and then maybe if I win, it's like a huge funny deal. So
Right.
that's a big reason I play that way. So they've
Mhm.
changed the rules again or whatever. We're in the second
That's
bracket,
crazy.
okay? I know. What happens now changes the course of history, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Right after my game, they come up to me and they say, there are strangers now joining our game.
Oh,
I
you
say,
hate that.
I
Oh,
say,
you hate that, dude.
well, it's not only that, it's just that they added them to the bracket, okay?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I say,
And there's a bracket already going.
yeah, we're already mid bracket, so they're coming in mid round into round 2 of the bracket that we've already started. And so they're just like, they're cheating. They're inherently cheating because they're coming into the second round. I can't deal with a cheater, bro. So they they're talking about it. They're trying super hard to get these people in, and they're arguing with me because I'm saying, no, don't do that. I'm just expressing my opinion. No, we need to finish the game because that's not fair.
Did
Because
they
what
want
if
to
they just come
join
in and
or?
what if they come in and plow through us? Yeah, they wanted to join the bracket. Okay,
Oh, okay.
at a birthday party. If it was just like people doing stuff, whatever, like join in. But it's a birthday party, and we're in round 2 of the bracket, so at least it would have been, oh yeah, you'll be in next game.
Hmm.
Nope. They said, yeah, we'll fit you in. They had 3 people, so they didn't have enough people, so they sent them to go get a 4th person. They couldn't find one, so then they were trying to take one of the losing people in our group and splice them in there. Nobody was comfortable with it because most of them were girls and the strangers were guys. Understandable. You're in a bar, strangers you don't know, you get put into their group. Weird. So nobody would join their group, and the hosts of the game were getting frustrated about it. And I said, shouldn't have done it. But eventually they play, okay? Eventually we get there and they're playing, and one of our friends jumped in. The one who initially invited them jumped in and played with them, okay? So, um, so then that happens and they play. We get onto the 3rd round of brackets, okay?
Okay.
I'm like so exhausted at this point. It's
Of
like
course.
9 to 10 o'clock, somewhere in the middle of there, okay? And these rounds are taking 4,000 years. Even though we put the new rules on with the timer, they're still taking forever because the strangers took forever to find a 4th person. So we're playing the next round of brackets, okay? The first set of teams go. Then it's the second set of teams, including me and the other team. And then there's
Hmm.
one more bracket of the 2 winners there, okay?
Okay.
I'm like so exhausted, and the strangers thing took so long that me and my teammate forfeited basically and said, I'm exhausted and I want to go home. It's a Sunday night and I have work tomorrow. And so I wasn't leaving yet, but I was like so frustrated with the game that I just said, you know what? Forget about it because this is taking too long and it's stupid now.
Yeah.
Then what happens is the strangers play, they got a person or something after that super long time, and then they like basically restarted the game. Or like, you want to go again? And I was like, okay, we got 2 more rounds left. I'm like, fine. I was like, if my teammate Patty is in, then I'm in. I asked Patty, are you good? She said, I'm in. I said, all right, well, I'm in if Patty's in because I'm a ride or die for my teammate,
Because
bro. I'm not
yeah,
gonna abandon.
Patty's the homie, and
And we've won
if I'm
every
going
game
out,
we've
I'm going
played.
out with Patty.
Yeah, we've won every game we've played. I'm like, if she's in, I'm in, bro. I'm not
She's the
abandoning
Patty.
ship.
She's
Okay,
the Patty. I'm the bun,
I'm the
and
bun, dude. I'm the bun.
and
So
together we're a double meat. So.
that's right. That's right. So I say, I'm in. All right, throw me
Hmm.
in. We play another round. We win again, dude.
Dude, someone's got the hot hand.
So that means that we are playing the other team in the final bracket.
Let's
Okay.
go. Yep.
So I'm like, okay, this could end up yet being a good night. After all of this frustration, I could win.
Yep.
There
With
was
two
like
different rule changes.
the other team was the same as us. They had no like prior really experience. It was my friend Lazan and Alyssa. And so they were like the hotheads. Lazan's super competitive, and so it was like kind of fun, and I was ready to see what happened, you know. Either I won and it was great, or I lost and I don't care, okay?
Yeah.
So, what happens then is I get done with that round. I walk up
Okay.
to the crowd of the birthday party. I say, "Hey, let's get on with this next round so I can go home. It's the final round of the bracket. Let's get this over with. It's going to take, mind you, the timer is 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute
Okay.
game. We're on the last bracket. We've been here for almost 4.5 hours at this point.
Ooh,
The last
golly.
game, it's 10 minutes, and we're
Hmm.
finally done, and there's a champion, and it was all worth it. What
Heck
happens
yeah.
then is catastrophic.
Okay.
They say, we can't do it. I say,
Huh?
why? They say, these other people wanted the shuffleboard. And I said,
Okay.
you let them have it? They said, yeah, we've been here forever. And I said, it's one more 10-minute game. It's one more 10-minute game. We've been doing a bracket for 4.5 hours. It's 10 more minutes. And you're telling me we just gave it away and we can't play it tonight? They said, yeah. And the stranger had the audacity to speak to me in that moment. And they said, sorry, man, we want to play.
Nice. Good line, guy.
It was a girl. I didn't even know she was there, dude. I didn't know who she was. And she was dropping eaves, okay, on me.
Okay.
Given I'm
Of
kind of raising my voice because I'm aggravated
course.
that I just
Yeah,
heard
you
what I
do that.
heard.
You do get loud.
I said, and you allowed that? And the girl is right
Oh
there
Lord.
and she starts talking to me and I look up, I'm like, blood in my eyes, dude. And I'm like, I make eye contact and she's like, sorry, dude, we wanted to play. So,
Golly.
so
You could have had a aneurysm or a stroke or something.
it's one 10-minute game, dude. One 10-minute game on top of the 4.5 hours we've been playing, and I've been tossed to and fro
Why did it
repeatedly, changing the game rules on me, dude. And
what
then by all odds, I end up in the final game and they cancel it for a stupid reason, bro. 10 minutes? I would have said, hey, we've been doing this bracket forever. We've just got one more game. It'll take 10 minutes tops. And they would have said, okay, what are they going to say? I just need 10 more minutes, guy, girl, people playing. Nope. They just immediately shucked it and gave it away, dude.
Now if you have been hearing this story, you understand Gage now as a person.
Dude, I can't, dude.
Why? I want to know why it took you guys 4.5 hours to play shuffleboard.
There was a lot of people there. But, dude, this is like literally earlier when I was telling the story, I was in like the first third, and I'm thinking of the end where we give up the last 10-minute game to some strangers, and that's the end.
You should have just been. You
There's
should have
no
been
end.
like.
There's no champion after all of that.
You should have been like, all right, foot race outside. Me and Patty versus you two. Whoever wins, one shuffleboard.
I would have won. That's probably why you said to do it.
I mean, I was just thinking the first thing that comes to my head. I mean, just a
Yeah.
challenge of some sort.
They said we'll have to come back and finish it another time.
But it's over now.
I'm
But
never
now,
ever going
yeah,
back.
yeah. But you shouldn't. Like, you should never play shuffleboard again after that.
That
Like,
was
you
it
should
scarred
hang
me,
it up.
honestly. It was it was I'm the Hudson
It's
Hornet in Cars and I wiped out big time, dude. Like I
that whole
crashed, I
thing.
flipped.
See, here's the thing. Most people, they'd be like, they would change the rules and they'd react. They'd probably be like, "Oh, okay," and then uh, after that, another rule change. Okay, like, okay, we changed the rules a lot. Whatever. First of all, I would have just left. That's a lot, but what's they give it up, and then a normal person would be like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." But you were in a position where every single aspect of that event was a minor inconvenience, and now we have you just blood boiling mad over shuffleboard.
I was so mad, dude. I was so mad, dude. I
Dude, that is
was I was
dude. I would have been.
I was apologizing because I was so mad. I was like,
I
"I'm sorry." Because I feel bad. I feel like I'm being mean and I feel
Yes,
like I'm being crazy right now.
you
Because
were.
nobody else gave a frick, dude. No one
Yeah,
cared. No one cared
They
about the
shouldn't
rules
have.
changing. I did. No one cared, and everyone's looking at me like I'm freaking nuts, bro.
Yeah, you
Okay,
probably look that way.
I go home to my dudes, bro, to my guys in my house, and I tell them the story immediately. They are outraged. They're so mad for me. That's love, dude. My dude was like, he was mad, dude, because he was like, they thought you were crazy. They were like, you're overreacting, and I was like, yeah, and they're like, I can't believe they freaking said that to you, and I was like, I can because they freaking did, bro. And I
That's
get it,
because
dude. I'm high energy. I'm extroverted. Okay, and I
yeah,
know that I'm mad, and I maybe shouldn't be as mad as I am.
yeah,
They don't have context. Most of them don't have context for my what I'm talking about earlier, my new anger experience where I just get
sure,
very angry. It's not like I was being like pointedly rude at people. I was just very infuriated with it, and I got no like understanding or sympathy, and it made me more
sure.
mad about it. And then they just kept doing it over and over again, changed the rules, and then there was no resolution. Like, I'm the accountant, dude. I have to finish, bro. I've got a
Uh,
freaking I
with Ben
have to
Affleck.
I just got back to the office and they've erased all of my math. They've erased it all and I wasn't done, okay? And so I'm mad,
Yeah,
guy. I'm
yeah,
mad. I need to snipe someone. I need to go in my room and turn on some rave music and roll a wooden thing on my shin, bro. That's what I need to do right now. I probably
yeah.
would have felt better.
It's the movie
But
The Accountant with Ben Affleck.
instead, I'm forced to swallow it.
I feel like you should bury that rage just deep down and just like just don't let it out.
What else can I do?
Just
It's
like
like
let it
people want me to be
no
an angry
yeah,
person.
no, just like let it build up until like one day you just snap and just I don't know, like tear down a building, flip your Prius over. I want to see you do that. I want to see you get
That would
so
be
mad that
awesome.
you throw your Prius.
Dude, honestly,
No, but I mean,
that's what I did for like
that's
23 years. And now it's all coming out like steadily in
yeah,
different things day to day. And that's the thing, dude, is guys, I freaking know. I know that I'm overreacting. Okay.
yeah,
But if
100%.
I
But
can't,
hey,
dude.
it's hey,
I don't
I I also I understand you.
you
The
do.
thing
I knew
it
you would get it.
yeah, yeah, I get it. The the funny thing is so okay, were you the only dude playing at this thing?
No.
Oh, okay. Was it guys that you know?
No.
Oh,
There were like three other guys.
just
The only
these
guy that I
just these
knew, the
just
only
these strangers, just these random guys just like, dude, we got to get the frick out of here. Like this guy has not stopped being mad since we got here.
they just see me in the corner and I'm like,
Just the
and they're like,
most hand gestures and the
they're
red
like,
face. And when Gage gets mad, he has this vein on his forehead that creates a Y. It only comes out if he's laughing at something super hard or if he's genuinely mad.
yeah,
And it's so fun. I wish I had it. It's super funny. But yeah, man, if you're playing if you're trying to be competitive with a bunch of ladies and it's I mean it's shuffleboard, you know? And then they call it off, you know, probably yeah, you're probably gonna be mad.
if they had called it off second thing in, dude, it would have been fine. I would have been like, oh, okay, whatever, man. Like, this is stupid anyways, is probably what I would have said because they had
Yeah.
already changed the rules twice at that point. But no, they wait until we go all the way to the very end. It just, I don't need to keep talking about it because I'm just repeating myself. 10 minutes, dude. 10 minutes. 10 more
You,
minutes. 10 more
you should have
minutes.
you should have just made a beeline for the bar and be like, "Give me the strongest thing you have now." And then you just
I had one rum and coke.
nice.
Obviously did not tone me down much. I
No,
was
yeah, you're just like, turns out I'm an angry drunk. I can't go back to the bar.
I was so mad, dude. Yeah. That's my story. That's my
I always
story.
I always like when you get in certain situations like that, I always expect Like sometimes I'll be sitting on my couch, like I wonder if Gage is gonna call me tonight, asking like my opinion on something that he's currently in a situation, and then I would expect you to call and be like, "Hey, do you think that we should change the rules like midway through something?" And then I'd be like, "No, that's stupid." And then you go, "Thanks, just want to know," and then hang up, and then I'd hear later how the situation would go down.
Yeah.
I always feel like that's gonna happen a lot.
I feel like that's a very likely scenario. I feel like
Yeah,
I've done that before. Like I've called you and put you on speaker and I knew what you would say, even if I've never
yeah,
heard it before.
right.
Like there's a 1 out of 10 chance that you're gonna say something different than I expect, i.e. the PB&J story. But
Yeah, dude,
that's
I
like
still
super unlikely.
it's still so funny to me that you fully expected me to be on your side with that, and I could not control myself from
Hmm.
laughing because I wasn't on your side with that.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things that me and Gage disagree on, but we do disagree on things.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, how did that debate go, by the way, about the movie?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another story, dude. So me for you listeners and watchers out there, I in my department, we were on break and I can't even remember how it happened, but me and a volunteer named Emmanuel, who sometimes listens to this podcast, he
Shout out Emmanuel, dude. You
shout out
freaking
Emmanuel.
rock.
Shout out, dude. Um,
Emmanuel!
Thank you. Yeah.
That's a
Um,
shout out.
and so somehow we end up spending our entire 15-minute break arguing about two movies and which one is superior. The two movies in question, Emmanuel said that Shazam, the DC movie about Shazam, or for you older generations, Captain Marvel, um, the DC version. And then the other one that I was arguing was better was Spider-Man: Far From Home, the second installment of Tom Holland's trilogy.
And let's just all take a minute, real quick,
Yeah.
to be proud of Gage and I for not talking about the movie that we always talk about that we
Yes.
hate. And this is called growth. Continue.
Yes. Okay. So, why'd you have to remind me of that movie? Now I'm thinking about it, dude. So,
Uh,
we spent 15 minutes arguing about this. He's bringing up points to me. I'm saying that doesn't make sense and or that's stupid. No.
right.
Um, so then at the end, some of my coworkers said we should have like a legitimate. You guys should have like a legit debate about it and like bring presentations. And so I, being the goofy goofer that I am, I say that sounds awesome. When do we want to do it? We decided Wednesday. And so I said, all right, this was Monday. And so I said, okay, we shook hands on it and we both decided a time and place, 1 o'clock, Pioneer Classroom, where we'd have the debate during lunch. So
Mhm.
we did that today. I used the last 2 days after work. It took me like 5.5 hours to make this presentation total.
I called Gage yesterday, just for perspective. I called Gage yesterday and I was like, "What are you doing, bud?" And he was like, "I've been working on my presentation for a couple hours over a debate about a movie." And
Yeah.
I thought that was so freaking funny. Anyways,
Yeah. So we both made presentations. I texted Josh this after the debate, but I totally underestimated this dude. He like I came in Tuesday and I said, or no, I came in Monday, or no, I can't remember. I came in, yeah, Monday or Tuesday. No, sorry, gosh. I came in Tuesday.
woo!
Yeah, I know, sorry. I came in Tuesday and I said, did you work on your presentation at all? And he said, no. And so that even more. Already
Oh
I was like,
wow,
oh,
dude,
he's not going to do it.
he came in
Yeah.
dry and
And he said, no.
still.
Honestly, I think he's a shark. Honestly, I think he was playing me, okay? Because this kid wiped the floor with me, to be honest. All right. So I come in today and I'm like, did you do it? And he was like, yeah, I did it. And he worked on it a little bit more this morning. I finished mine last night at like about 10 o'clock. Thank the Lord in heaven. He gets up and goes first because mine is bent on him going first. Mine is like
Sure.
mine was supposed to be sort of a mic drop. And I'll tell you
Right.
what the silver bullet was. when I
Okay.
get there. Okay, because
Sure. Yeah.
this was so top secret. This was like I was doing crowd control and I was really working on people's minds
Okay.
rather than actually arguing the movie, which I think was my
Okay.
downfall ultimately.
Hmm.
So he gives his first. It is so much better than I expected it to be. I expected this kid to bring me nonsensical arguments that I could easily just poke a hole through. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
He took this objectively, like deep into film, like I do, but like deeper than I go, deeper than I like understand. Like he was talking straight up about color palettes of the movie, which I
Oh,
know
so
about,
boring. Yeah.
but
So
but
boring.
I
Yeah.
was like, I can't believe he's talking about this. I mean, he was totally right what he was saying. Um, but I'm still like, it's not a better movie than Spider-Man. Like
Right.
if you're arguing if it's a good movie, then you've got me. But
Yeah.
if we're arguing that it's better than Spider-Man Far From Home, then I think I still have the dub. I think people are already coming in with the idea that this is the impossible argument. Okay.
Okay.
So I was kind of banking on that. So he gives a slam dunk of a presentation. Okay. I'm talking so good. Didn't really like focus on the design, way more on the content, whereas I focused on design and less on the content
Right.
because my whole thing is like not even premeditated. I just subconsciously am like, I'm gonna make this presentation funny and light and cool looking, and people will vote for me because typically that's
Yeah.
what happens, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and so I get up there to present. I go through my whole thing. I have three reasons. My first reason is that it delivers iconic Spider-Man lore, as in I basically like preface the whole thing. I was like, we're talking about a comic book movie. They're both comic book movies, and I think
Hmm.
that Spider-Man does a better job at being a comic book movie for these three reasons. The first one was just that it brings so much from the comic books into the movie, and Shazam doesn't really do that as much.
Yeah.
And then the second reason was that Spider-Man's a better character. And I basically
Right.
just said that, oh, Peter cares about his friends and family and wants to make sure they're safe. And he does whatever he can to do that. And Shazam literally brought his entire orphaned family into harm's way to fight seven deadly sins with no previous experience or training. I was like, sounds like he wants them to die to me. Which was kind of a joke, kind of just like, oh, I looked at it and I said,
Right.
yeah.
You're
Um,
right.
so not like legit, especially after he went, I was like, my arguments don't even make sense anymore because he actually totally brought so much more to the movie, and I was like,
Right.
wow, do I have respect for this guy? And I like this movie more, and I want to watch it again. And
Right.
so my bullet though, my silver bullet that I was like hanging on pretty much by a thread was at the end. My third reason is just simply it is better. It's
Okay.
funny.
Hmm.
Also, it is. So what I do, you're gonna like this because you're gonna understand how my mind ended up there. Okay. So what I do
Okay.
is I'm like, it's objectively a better movie. I'm like, here's some stats. Boring, no one cares, okay? I bring up the profit margins, the box office gross, and I
Right.
say, oh look, Spider-Man made over, around three times the amount that Shazam did, which he argued like, oh, not as many people know Shazam, which is true. He's like,
Yeah.
Spider-Man's more iconic, more people go to see it. He's like, that doesn't make it a better movie, and I was like, yeah, sure, totally. So then I was like, next up is Rotten Tomatoes scores, which he had said on Monday when we had our first initial argument. He was like, Rotten Tomatoes don't know what they're talking about. Those critics are stupid, old, and they don't understand movies or comic book movies, period. And so
Okay.
I used that. I took that obscure comment and I pumped it right into my play.
Nice,
Okay,
dude.
so so
Nice.
I so I say Rotten Tomatoes scores, and I show them they're the exact same. They're 90% for both Far From Home and Shazam. This is perfect. Okay, watch where I went with this.
Okay, I'm watching. I'm in the
I could,
crowd.
if Shazam's score was better, it would have been easy because I would have been like, "Oh, Emmanuel says they don't know what they're talking about, so obviously it's not," and it would have been a stupid argument, but I would have
Yeah.
done it.
Right.
So
Of
I say at
course.
the bottom, I'm like, "Let the record show," and I basically like I made Emmanuel say it out loud before I showed the scores. I was like, "You don't think that those critics have any idea what they're talking about, do you?" He said, "No." I showed that same score, and I said, though the scores are the same, let the record show that Emmanuel said that these guys have no idea what they're talking about, so these scores don't really matter, you know? And the
Nice.
crowd's like thinking, I've got him thinking now. They're like, where's he going to go with this? Because they expected that to be like the thing.
The end point, right?
I go to the next slide. It's blank. And I say, okay, here's where my genius comes in, okay? I'm totally
Okay.
prideful about it.
Right.
So I'm like, when I'm writing this in my presentation, I'm thinking, I'm going to have to play this off a little bit because I don't want him to get on to what I'm about to do to him.
Okay.
So I think I got to make this seem like it's not planned, like it's not a part
Okay.
of the presentation. So that's why I had sort of that follow up or that preface to the critics thing was that he doesn't think critics know what he's talking about and blah blah blah. So then I followed up and I was like, kind of paused for a second. I was like totally off base, like random question. I was like, who
Mm.
do you think who do you think does know? Like, who do you think has the better opinion? Like, whose opinion matters more? Like, would you say it's like the fans or like the audience or whatever? And he says, after a minute, he's like, yeah, the fans, because they know more. And I was like, okay. And I hit the next slide. Audience's consensus. Because Rotten Tomatoes, because Rotten Tomatoes not only shows the critics, but also the
The
audience
audience, right?
rating, okay? So I said, funny you should say that. And I hit the next and it brought up audience consensus. I hit the next slide. Shazam is 82% and Far From Home is 95%. So then I
Nice.
said, so the fans voted Spider-Man higher than the critics, and the fans rated Shazam lower than the critics. That was
Mm.
my end all. I hit next, and I said, I think this brings enough evidence to say that it's objectively and subjectively a better movie. Thank you. That was the end. So
Nice,
I
dude.
basically backed him into a corner and took away his lunch money. But that being said, dude, I was like, I don't think I deserve to win because his presentation was great and his
Yeah.
debate was great. I just had like so much nonsense and stupid crap in mind. I had like some
Right.
valid points, but I relied heavily on logic
The
and
stupidity.
stupidity and people
Right.
laughing is were like my strengths. Whereas he
Right.
actually brought like legitimate content and like reasonings. And so I think he does deserve the win, but do I agree with him that it's better than Spider-Man? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that most people felt that way. Like they thought that his presentation was better. Mine was probably more entertaining, but I think they thought his made more sense and actually like worked. And so I think
Hmm.
that's why I was sort of conflicted at the end of like, well, I still think Spider-Man's a better movie, but his presentation, like, I think that Emmanuel won. And so that's what I think. I don't know what they think. We never really came to a conclusion because we wanted to sort of do like a argument thing where me and him like say, "Oh, you said this. Well, this is what I think. I would disagree with that because of this or whatever."
Right.
Um, but we didn't have time for that, so we didn't get to do it.
Hmm.
But yeah, like that's how it went. I thought that I was gonna mop the floor with him, but instead he
Right.
like
Dude, he came to
totally
play.
he came to play, dude. He
He
underdogged
came to
it so
play,
hard.
and
And he
and
told
you.
me earlier, and I didn't believe him. He said, "This is my underdog moment." And I said, "This is where you stay underdog and you lose." I said, "This is your money ball where everyone thinks that you're gonna win and you don't."
Dang, dude. I I like to think of it as that he just rolled out of bed and he was like I like to think he went home and watched the movie, and then he just like woke up and then he was like, I guess I should,
I
like
should probably
think of
write something.
something.
Yeah, totally.
And then he just like shows up and he just like says his piece and he did like no work whatsoever for it. And then you stayed up till 10 o'clock at night
2 nights in
working
a
on
row.
on a presentation. I think that's hilarious.
It's really funny, actually. It's that
And
whole
I
old man versus young guy thing.
and then you stressed yourself out on it. You psyched yourself out.
I did. I did,
That's
man. So
hilarious.
it's good. I'm asking the Lord to humble me, and He did.
Yeah.
And He really brought it. And I knew it too. I said, I need to not be so up in my head because I know that if I keep saying that I'm going to mop the floor with them, I'm not going to. And sure enough, the night before I'm
Yep.
so hyped up and I'm so like, I've got him right where I want him, and I'm going to drop this bomb on him at the end. I was like, if none of the first stuff makes any sense or any impact, I know this last stupid little argument about the audience's reaction will seal the deal. And it
You got
didn't.
served.
Like, I got served, man. He took me to Denny's. Like, I was driving him to Denny's, I thought, and
Yep.
then I closed my eyes for a second. I open them, and I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm in the back seat, and
Mm.
he's driving. He rolls down the little limo window, and he looks back, and he goes, "We're here." And then I'm done. My
And
door's
you
child
thought,
locked. I can't even open it.
oh snap, he trapped you in there.
He child locked me, man.
Jeez, dude, that's. Did you get out? I mean, you got out though. Still towards the end there, you kicked the window out and you peeked your head out.
No, he child locked me in there. He walked towards Denny's in the parking lot, and he threw the keys onto the ground where I could see him, and he just walked in and had a giant plate of fluffy pancakes.
Gosh, I
And
could
then
use some
and then like
pancakes.
I like he came in to the car at the end, and I was like, "Sir, can I please have your leftovers, your pancakes? You've got any flapjacks left?" And he said, "Oh yeah, man, you can have my leftovers." And I open it, and it's like half of one pancake.
And then he takes the syrup and he said, "Oh, sorry." And then he takes the syrup and pours it on your head. And then you're just like, why? Why? And it's
Yeah,
like, sucks, man. And just leaves you there.
yeah. So it was great. I shook his hand. I came in afterwards, and I was like, "That was exceptional. Good work." I was like, "That was really good." Um,
What if he
I'm
was like,
I'm declaring it, man.
honestly, what if he was just like, I've never even seen that movie, to be honest with you.
That
He's
would
like,
be so Haas.
I saw a couple trailers, but that was about it.
Dude, honestly, I watched both trailers during my lunch to like get me sort of hyped. I
Hmm.
watched Spider-Man first, and then I watched Shazam second. And
Hmm.
I watched the trailer, and I was like sitting there going, "Frick, do I like this movie more than I thought?" And
Yeah.
so, because I watched it one time in
Hmm.
theaters, and I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
I don't care as much about those movies or that movie as I do Spider-Man or anything Marvel, but
Right.
like, yeah. So it was a bust, but it was a good time.
That's a good experience for you.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys, thank you for listening and watching this video. If you liked it, do all the things you do to continue to do those things
Yeah.
and subscribe to it and whatnot and like it or hate it, whichever one you're feeling at the time. If you're like Gage, you need to get some aggression out, just click that dislike button.
Yeah.
Or if you want to be more like me and not care, even though I punched a chair today and completely broke it, maybe thumbs up it.
Don't care, punch a chair.
Yeah, that's or don't and
Guys,
just
comment
keep
down
your
below what you're going to punch, guys.
just don't like punch people or like
Comment down
things.
below what person you're going to punch. Your mom, your dad.
uh, we'll see you guys next week for another episode. So thank you guys.